My name is Lindsey. That is Nelly's, which I know is a bit confusing. But yes, Lindsey. I'm from Alaska. I grew up in a really small village in rural Alaska. Met my husband Billy while traveling, came here to the UK a few years ago. We moved to Hastings, October 2020, right before another lockdown, which was fun. And yeah, Nelly's itself will be a kombucha juice smoothie bar, and we'll also do some snacks, some healthy kind of snacky bits. There will be a little nano brewery in there where we'll be making our kombucha, and the plan is to have it on tap so you can get, your glass. And then hopefully later on down the line we'll be supplying local pubs and restaurants on tap from kegs. Kombucha is basically fermented tea. It's sweet tea, and then you've got this SCOBY, which is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. It forms, it kind of eats the sugar, and it brews this sort of, it kind of makes for you this a little bit of vinegary, but it's quite zingy, sort of carbonated drink, which is full of probiotics, full of minerals and vitamins, really good for you, tastes like a fizzy juice. You can flavor it with all sorts of herbs and spices and fruits, and a lot of kombucha brewers do, and there's so many amazing flavors out there. But yeah, so the SCOBY itself, every batch there's a new layer that forms, so it gets thicker and thicker, and it's like this jelly. It's kind of this tan sort of pancake almost, but it's like this living organism, which is cool. I mean, it's really cool. It's it looks a bit like, whoa, what is that? But it's quite fun. When I'm brewing, I feel a bit like a mad scientist. I've got my concoctions, and when I'm doing my flavoring, my second fermentation, it's a really fun kind of brew. So like I said, Billy, my husband, he's actually with Brewing Brothers going into this unit here. He brewed them a beer for Battle of Hastings a few summers ago, 2 or 3 summers ago. So I was able to come with him. We got a little tour of the place, and I think we got to sit in an hour of a Battle of Hastings, it was my first time seeing BMX sort of competition, and it was really cool, really cool. But that's how I was introduced to this space, I suppose. And obviously I had no idea about the Courtyard. And then, when was it? January, maybe February? Billy mentioned Brewing Brothers would be probably going into this unit here, and the unit next to them was still free. No one had gotten to it yet. So I was like, oh, I want to do that, yes. Because Nelly's has been an idea for years and years, and I love the planning part, and obviously I love now that I'm actually doing it, but I can kind of get really stuck on the planning and the details. But yeah, so I was like, oh my God, brilliant. I want that unit. I messaged Rich, and luckily he was into the idea. And it's a great space. I cannot wait for it to open and us to finish our transformation of the shop. So how excited am I for this place to open? I am very excited, extremely excited. No, I think it's such a cool space. Even without it, it's looking great right now, but even before, they were this far into it, it was just the rooms you go into, and it's just oh my goodness, no one's seen this in decades, and it was just it's really cool. It's really cool architecture. But yeah, the space itself, being right next to the beach, beautiful. It's like a sun trap down here as well, and it's no wind, and it's just, I think it will really be a great place for people to get together, and especially after everyone's been cooped up for so long. Wonderful place just to come hang out. I'm looking forward to having everyone come down and visit and trying some new drinks. The exciting concoctions we'll come up with as far as juices and smoothies, and kombucha, of course. Fermented tea does sound a bit funky, but I promise it tastes delicious. And supposedly it's rumored that if you drink it while you're drinking other things at night, it should help with any hangovers the next day. So, I mean, that's not gospel, don't hold me to that, but that's what I've heard and experienced. Yeah, so looking forward for you to come visit the shop and meeting everyone.